for watching Keeping It Real Sports.
Yes, sir. Rocky Yassin, keeping it real sports.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, man.
Hey, Taylor Rapp here from the LA Rams. Shout out to Steve Taylor, the real sports guy, and the honorary Ram. When Steve's talks sports, you better listen. Thanks, Steve from the Rams, for your continued support and love.
With Prince Bell, we rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in. It's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on. Told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Save your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA, game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning, NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Eye on the goal. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
It is the Monday edition of Keeping It Real Sports. I am your boy, the Real Sports Guy, and boy, am I glad you're joining me for this one. Boy, we're going to look at the aftermath from the game of the week, the game of the year, the Ohio State-Michigan game. We'll get inside of that. We'll look at particulars. I'll bring Dale Parker in, our Keeping It Real Sports correspondent, and we'll go inside the game, and we'll look at the highlights of the game, and we'll break down all aspects of the game. We'll get into NFL storylines, and we'll recap all of our NFL 6 picks that we had yesterday. Not a bad day, 4-2 yesterday, but we'll go over the game of the day, and then we'll look at some of the players that are starting to matriculate and rise to the top of the NFL chart. So I got a big show planned for you. Plus, we'll look at who is the best team in the AFC. We'll do that. And of course, I got to give you NBA update. I got a big show planned for you today. But like I always do, I can't wait to tell you what's hot off the Keeping It Real Sports. When I'm hot off the Keeping It Real Sports Press, man, I am so tired. I am so tired of Buckeye fans coming down on Kyle McCord, man, singling him out for the loss that Ohio State suffered. When, in fact, they're not looking at the real culprit. That would be Ryan Cooper. John Cooper or Ryan Day. It's all the same thing. As we look into it, I can't wait to get my good friend Dale Parker in here so we can kind of get into this. But people, let's back off of Kyle McCord. Kyle McCord had a turnover that was questionable, and then he had one late in the game that I don't fault him for at all. But Dale, when we look in this, now let's get Dale Parker in here. Now, my good friend, today's guest, our Keeping It Real Sports correspondent, Dale Parker. And Dale, man, again, man, thanks for coming into the show, man. I appreciate you, man. Man, we got so much to break down, man. I don't even know where to start, man. How you doing?
I'm good, Steve. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Man, hey, man, look here, man. Hey, man, when we get into the game, give me just your opening thoughts, man, just your overall thoughts before we get into the actual highlights of this game, man. I mean, man, your overall thoughts.
Overall thoughts is that the Buckeyes blew a chance to get into the big dance. You know, they to play for the Big Ten championship against Iowa this coming Saturday, and would have had an opportunity, you know, to play for it all. And I think they blew it by the way that they played on Saturday.
Yeah, and that, you know, and man, we'll get more depth into it than that. But Dale, man, I took the time to get into it, and courtesy of our good friends at Fox and the Big Ten Network, I was able to acquire some of the highlights. In fact, all of the highlights of the game. So, man, I'm going to turn on the highlights, man, and then I'll open up our mics to where we'll be able to commentate with it. So let's look back to Saturday, how it all went down in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Play fake, McCord underneath, intercepted. Michigan, Will Johnson jumped the route, cross forward, and has it at the 5-yard line. Max Bredesen, the up back, core up, touchdown Wolverines.
Now, Dale, this is off of the very first interception. They get the quick touchdown right there. But, man, this is, to me, where the game started to turn, where Ohio State started to play not to lose, even though they get the big play here. But, man, they didn't press the button, man, and go for it on the fourth down, man. Your thoughts?
Into attempt a 43-yarder, gets it up, and good. At the Michigan 25, 3rd and 10 of the 22. J.J. McCarthy looking over the middle, caught, touchdown Wolverines. Roman Wilson. J.J. McCarthy threw that
Roman Wilson gets the touchdown there, man. We'll talk more about that in a minute, Dale, where was that really a touchdown or interception? Man, that was one of the controversial turning points of the game. But as you can see, man, Kyle Stover continued to drive the ball down the field, man. I think this is one of the most creative plays that Ryan Day came up with the entire day, as he got the crossing route to Emeka Egbuka, and that closed it to 14-10 at that point. So here is where, again, the Buckeyes started, in my opinion, they started to dial it back. You get the big play here with Marvin Harrison. Now you'll go for blood. The difference between this game, in my opinion, was that the Michigan coach continued to swing for the fences, continued to go for the big plays, called to dial up the plays at opportune times, and then going for it on fourth down again and again and again. I mean, man, if they missed one of them, it could have been a difference, you know. But man, my hat's off to Michigan and the staff that they put together. And it's time for Buckeye fans to really look at the staff that Michigan has put together, that's able to reach those kids, man. They put a professional football coaching staff together at that university, man. You like it or not, but that's been the case right there. And we showed it because interim coach pretty much upstaged Ryan Day, as we see Marvin Harrison get the big touchdown there. But Michigan kept swinging for the fences. Every time the Buckeyes would swing, they would swing, and they would answer, man. And you got to tip the cap to those guys, man. Those kids laid it out on the field all day. Both teams, kids, McCord in there, that is pipped and picked. But, man, to me, that's no mistake of him, man. Hey, man, that's just good defense. They called up, man, a great defensive play right there, man. Man, my hat's off to him. Dale Parker, man, I apologize. I couldn't open up your mic throughout that segment. But man, it's time for Buckeye fans to really give it up to the coaching staff of the Michigan Wolverines, man. I mean, you know, those guys, man, put those kids in opportune situations all day long, man. Your thoughts?
Yeah, he did a great job, you know, as an interim coach coming in under, you know, the circumstances that they had with Harbaugh being suspended for the 3 games. And he put a hell of a game plan together. And, you know, I got a feeling he's going to be a head coach somewhere very soon within the next 3 years tops.
No. This next year, he'll be a head coach. He'll be a head coach next year.
I'm not sure if he'll get one next year, but year after, you know, I definitely could see him 2-3 years tops being a head coach somewhere. And I just think where Ohio State blew that game is that they played not to lose instead of playing to win. You know, I understand somewhat why he plays that way. You know, McCord makes some skeptical throws and some questionable throws throughout the game. You know, some that he threw short. He overthrew a couple people a couple times, and he's just trying to hang in there. But I agree with you. You can't fault him for the last interception because he did get hit. And where the other key huge was when Michigan was driving that ball on the last drive that they had when they ended up with the field goal. Ohio State never blitzed to stop that run. And they had an 8-minute drive, took about 8 minutes off the clock, and left Ohio State with under 2 minutes to go and no timeouts to try to come back and pull off the miracle comeback. And they just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're talking, man, aftermath of the Ohio State-Michigan game. Dale, man, I mean, the one thing that I thought was classy is the Buckeye fan base didn't bring up was the turnover or touchdown or interception, man, in the end zone there, man. I mean, it could have went. I mean, had it have been called an interception on the field, I don't believe that. I believe it would have withstood. Either way it goes, the way they called it on the field was the way that it stood. But, man, give me your thoughts on the way that this play played out. Do you think Denzel Burke was able to wrestle the ball away? Did he have control of that ball? Roman Wilson going into that end zone, and consequently Denzel Burke wrestling it away.
Like you said, it was a call that could have went either way. And if it had been called an interception on the field, I think it would have stood on as an interception, But I happen to agree with Joel Klatt on this one. I think that ball was moving. You could see it having a little move to it on the instant replay, but the call stood and still had an opportunity to win the game and just couldn't get it done. It was early enough in the game where you had time to recover from that call, and not late in the game where, the game was on the line, the last minute or so, and they call it a touchdown. Then you could really sit up here and have a discussion over it.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, closing thoughts on it, man. Your closing thoughts on this.
Heartbreaking. That's all I can say, man. It was a heartbreaking loss, and I think it's time for Ohio State to improve at the quarterback position, and come back and try to fight again next year because, losing 3 in a row is not the way you want to go. And I'm soon to be getting off the narcotic, 'cause I can't take that pain no more, man. This one hurt bad. This one hurt real bad.
Hey, man, let's talk a little bit more college football. Dale Parker, man, when I look at it, man, I'm going to give you my top 6, the way I think this thing ought to play out, man, tomorrow, man, when this college playoff comes out. My number 6 team is still the Florida State Seminoles. At number 5, your Buckeyes of Ohio State. They lost to the 3rd-ranked team at their house in a slugfest in a 1-possession game with a chance to win it at the end. They're not going to drop far. Number 4, I have the Oregon Ducks, who advances to play in the Pac-12 championship game against the number 3 team and the Washington Huskies. So that's going to play out into Ohio State's favor. And then just what if? Iowa's got a great defense. They just find ways to muck games up. But what if? I've got Michigan number 2, and number 1, I have the Georgia Bulldogs. And then as we look into college football landscape, Texas A&M, man, was rumored to be big fish hunting. Well, they seem to landed their guy, Mike Elko, the head coach from Duke. He goes over there. And Jeff Lebby, he leaves Oklahoma as its offensive coordinator, and he moves over to Mississippi State as its head coach, replacing Arnett. That gets me to Ryan Day. And in particular, he and Harbaugh. Real quick, what's on the horizon for Ryan Day, and then what's on the horizon for Jim Harbaugh?
Well, I think Ryan Day will definitely be back next year. They allowed John Cooper to lose a lot more to Michigan than what Ryan Day has, and I think that if he can go out and get him a top-notch quarterback, whether he gets somebody coming out of high school or he can get somebody from the transfer portal to come over and play there, I think they'll be a lot better in a lot better shape going into next year. As for Harbaugh, I'm not sure what Michigan wants to do with him. I really could see him going to the NFL next year. Maybe the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
Because that job is definitely going to, in my opinion, will definitely be open next year. Could go to Carolina and work with Bryce Young, because they fired Frank Reich today. So it's a lot on the horizon, but I just don't see Michigan Harbaugh coming back to Michigan. And if he doesn't come back to Michigan, then Michigan will have a head coach, the interim coach from who's filled in for 4 of the 6 games that Harbaugh was suspended this year, should get that job. I think he's earned that job, especially if Harbaugh doesn't come back or Michigan doesn't bring him back.
Well, man, that's the latest, man. We'll keep you, man, abreast of the action as it comes in, man. Right now, let's talk NFL storylines. Dale Parker, you started it off, man, when you first reported right off the top that the Panthers decided to let go of Frank Reich, a Mr. 1-10 start. Man, not only did they get rid of him, they got rid of the quarterback coach. Man, they got rid of the run. Man, they got rid of damn near everybody in the building, man. Now, Jim Caldwell will oversee everything, man. They brought the special teams coach up to be the head coach, man. Thomas Brown will be calling the plays now, man. But this thing is it is starting to turn into a grease fire, man. David Tepper has zero patience, man. And it all came down to me, man, was draft day. When you go back to draft day, man, and the decision for the Carolina Panthers to take Bryce Young, and Frank Reich is like, man, if you want me to cook the meal, man, at least let me shop for the groceries, man. This is the guy that I want. And man, and Dale, when you look at what this kid's done, man, in the NFL, man, this year, man, you really can't really blame the guy, man, for, and I was told that there were exchanges in the building, man. The better that CJ Stroud played, man, the worse that it got, is what I was told, man. And it got to a point where it was toxic and something had to go. And we saw what went. Man, your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, well, David Tepper, has had now, after 4 years of owning the team, will be working on his 5th head coach. So it's easy to blame the coach. It's easy to blame coordinators, but he was the one who made the decision to say, no, I want Bryce Young, and to give up all those draft choices. Now they're 1-10, and they won't even get their first pick.
Right.
In the draft next year, Chicago's going to get their pick.
Right.
Because they traded up with Chicago to get that pick. And David Tepper, he got a little Jerry Jones in it. You remember early on, Jerry Jones.
A lot of
that
Jerry
way.
Jones.
He was stubborn and determined because he's the billionaire who think he knows everything. So he was stubborn and determined to have it his way. And sometimes you need football people making football decisions. And that's what you need. And what can you say about CJ?
Yeah.
Came up short yesterday to a very good Jacksonville team, but he accounted for all 3
he. Yeah. Man, CJ Stroud did everything but win the damn game yesterday, man. Man, I love the way that the kid is coming into and really accepting the fact that he is the main attraction in town, man. Your hat's got to go off to him, man. A hell of a job by CJ Stroud. But man, as we get into the NFL pick 6, now Dale Parker, not another bad week for me. 4-2 this week, man. Not bad at all, man. I missed on that Houston game. Yeah, I missed on the Houston game, as as you know, we were kind of talking about that thing, man. I mean, but man, you know, for them to, man, come up just that short, man. I mean, man, you know, a 58-yard field goal, man. Damn, they lose it 24-21, man.
Yeah, got a guy off the couch, you know, because their kicker, you know, Fairborn, you know, went down a couple weeks ago, so they get the guy off the couch to come in, and Amendola, and, you know, he missed one early on from 50 or 51, you know, and then this one was straight on, and when he hit it, I was watching it, I said, oh, this is good. It's good, man. Doink, you know, and right back onto the field, you know. He gave it a run at it.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask.
Man, giving it a run at it is, I mean, the damn Steelers just find ways to win. Dale, I mean, what more can you say about these guys?
Man, it's unbelievable. And you change coordinator, you still only score 16 points. But for the first time in 58 games, to have 400 yards of total offense, unbelievable.
Yeah.
They were just that bad. I can't believe guys stayed around. And what about my guy that stood around and watched the ball on the fumble? And then
oh my God, yeah. No. Do you know who that was?
I think it was Thompson, wasn't
That was Johnson from Toledo, the kid from Toledo.
Lord.
Yeah. See how that works out for you, buddy. Hey, man, seeing how this worked out yesterday, man. Hey, look, I mean, a driving rainstorm, the Philly comes up big in overtime, but damn it, I mean, it's time we start talking about Jalen Hurts, man. I mean, Dale Parker, we keep talking about Mahomes, we keep talking about Josh Allen, man. This dude is a damn winner. I mean, man, don't you think it's time we start talking about him?
Should be talking about him as an MVP candidate. You know, my opinion, he should have won MVP last year. I hate to see, you know, the way they look at it. Say, well, he got hurt and missed the last couple games of the season. But what do that got to do with what he did the other 14 or 15 that he played? You know, he put the numbers up, and now he beat Tua. He's beaten Dak. He beat Mahomes. He beat Josh Allen. He got Purdy coming up this week. And then you're going to have Dak again. Now, if you beat both of them, you got to give it to him.
Dale,
you have to give it to him.
Dale, the way he handles the big stage, the way he handles everything, I love it. If you didn't get a chance to catch it, check this out.
For the first time, the Eagles have the lead. Quick hitter to Gabe Davis for the touchdown. And the Bills are back in front with 1:52 to play. Jake Elliott is trying to tie the game. The kick is away. It's gone overtime. It looks like overtime. Allen, he fires, and it is incomplete. And the field goal unit comes on. So the Eagles are not done yet. Hurts on a quarterback draw. He's in. Touchdown.
What do you guys want me to say? We just continue to find ways to win.
They keep finding ways to win, but my question to you, Dale Parker, on that missed zero blitz right there that we saw in the end where the Eagles zero blitz the Bills and Gabe Davis is wide open in the end zone. Who do you fault for that? Do you fault Josh Allen or do you fault Gabe Davis?
Well, you got to fault Josh Allen. You know, Dan Orlovsky said today that he was under pressure, and if he had another second to make the decision, he would have made the throw. But the blitz got picked up, so he had another second to make the throw. He rushed the throw. He saw the blitz coming. He saw him open, and instead of waiting another half a second to a second and then making the throw because he had time, he just let it go. Heaved it up there. You know, Gabe Davis is looking to his left. The ball is on his right. You know, and Josh,
I would expect Dan Orlovsky to say that. being that he's a quarterback. I would expect him to say that. But see, truth is that it's zero blitz. You have to recognize that at the line of scrimmage. You know they're coming after us. So now you know your route that was called in the huddle was a 7 route or a pylon route. Okay, now you change that. You change that to a go or a post. Exactly where Josh Allen threw the ball. See, so where do I blame that? It goes back to coaching. That goes back to McDermott. That goes back to the preparation not being put in place for these type of situations. Because you saw when the Eagles got zero blitz, what happened? And everybody in that stadium knew that number one was going to run the damn ball. Yep. There wasn't nothing you could do about it.
Nothing you could do about it. Quarterback draw, and I just love, Jalen's composure, the way he just sits on the sideline. He never gets too high, never gets too low. Keep his team even keel because, let them know, hey, we ain't got to worry. No worries, no pressure. We're going to go out and get this done. And what was McDermott doing? Letting them continue to throw the ball on the left side of the
in the flat.
Just constantly. The ball is on the left hash. And he just kept throwing short pass to the left hash in the flat. Pass in the flat. Pass in the flat.
But hey man, but it's time that we start putting Hurts up there in the Mahomes type talk. This dude is a finisher. It may not be pretty, but he gets it done, man. And my hat's off to him, man. Hey, real quick, hey man, another one of my pick six. This was another one, man, that I didn't see coming, man. I had Tampa Bay winning this. Indianapolis got that one done. Taylor gets 2 rushing touchdowns in that affair, and then, man, the Ravens showing out, man. Baltimore defense, man, flexing its muscles, man. They got 3 turnovers en route and holding on to another victory for the Ravens. But my question to you, man, if coaches are getting fired, why in the hell the Brandon Staley still got a job?
Well, the only thing I can say is that the Chargers are just going to let him finish out the season because they don't want to pay him for not coming to work. Because he should have been.
Yeah, he should have been gone. And then the Raiders, man, and Kansas City finds his footing, man. They win this one 31-17. Dale Parker, that gets me to my question, man. What is the best team in the AFC? Is it the Chiefs? Is it the Jaguars, or is it the Baltimore Ravens?
I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens because of their defense. Lamar's going to do what he's going to do. If they had some guys to catch the ball, they would be 11-1 right now, 10-1, 11-1, but they had all those drops against Pittsburgh and then as bad as they played against Cleveland. But that defense, man, have you watched Patrick Queen?
Man, the Queen, man, I mean, who jumps off the screen is 14. That's who jumps off the screen. My goodness, man, that kid from Notre Dame. Oh my goodness, man. And they're large men. They're very large individuals. They're very large individuals that run to the football with bad intent.
Right.
With bad intent. And oh, by the way, they got a guy, man. People tend to forget. They got Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
Who wrecks quarterbacks' days, man.
Yeah.
I kind of like your pick there, buddy. I kind of like your pick. Dale Parker, man, let's let's talk a little NBA hoops, man. Let's do our NBA update. Dale Parker, your team of the week, our damn team of the week, Orlando Magic, man. Hey, man, get us up to date on what's going on in Orlando.
Man, Orlando's in second place in the East. They beat Boston this week. They beat Indiana this week. They beat Milwaukee this season. And they're just on a roll right now. Those young boys are playing good. They're getting great coaching. And, they come out to fight every game. So you got to keep your eye on the Orlando Magic, man. They got a a lot of young boys, and they sprinkle in a couple vets, and they're my team of the week, followed by the Phoenix Suns. But these Orlando Magic, man, they are coming, and as long as they stay healthy, they are going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Okay, well, let's talk about those Suns, man. You know, I mean, you know, they are, you know, are we worried yet, man? I mean, you know, have we lessened the worry? I mean, give us an update on what's going on.
No, I'm definitely lessen the worry because Book is back and he's looking pretty healthy and playing good. You know, so I'm not too concerned about the Suns. You know, KD missed the game last weekend, but Book took over, you know, as Book will do. You know, so I'm not too concerned about the Suns right now. As long as Book can stay healthy and KD don't have to do it all by himself, they're going to be all right. Yeah, of course, you know, you would love to have the guy from Washington there playing, but he's out right now. Bradley Beal, and, you know, he's going to be out for at least 3 weeks. So Devin Book is like, okay, come on, get on my back. You know, KD, we're going to ride this thing out, and we're going to make you do what we do. They on a 7-game win streak.
Yeah, well, I tell you who else is on a win streak, man, is the game of the day yesterday. The Bucks come back from 26 down. They run down the Blazers. They beat them 108-102, where both Dame Dollar and Giannis go over 30 in this affair. Man, your thoughts on this one?
Man, I just feel sorry for Chauncey. You know, Chauncey can't buy a break. I think Chauncey's a good coach. He just don't have the players to get it done. You know, Dame left and they went young, and I understand why he did. But, you know, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be, you know, hard to beat. They're a team to be reckoned with. You know, you got that monster 34 that could take one dribble from over half court and get to the rim, and Dame knocking down threes. You know, how you gonna stop him?
Yeah. Well, hey, man, last night also featured, man, the first showdown with Victor Wembanyama and Nikola Jokic. Jokic put up numbers, Jokic-type numbers, but Wemby put up huge numbers as well in a big loss to the champions, man. Man, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Wemby held his own yesterday. You know, he had a double-double with 6 blocks. You know, but Jokic is Jokic. You know, nobody's going to stop him. You know, maybe Embiid, you know, because I know Embiid, you know, did a number on him at, you know, last year. And I can't wait to see them play this year. But, you know, Jokic, he's a man amongst boys. Wemby went out there and showed he could play with him and he could hang with him. You know, like you said, get you guys a point guard, you know, a floor general, you know, and I think, you know, San Antonio is going to be all right.
And speaking of that, I'm so glad you said that. Is it time to scrap the SoCon point guard experiment?
Yeah, because I'll be honest to tell you the truth. If I hadn't looked at his number, I wouldn't have known who he was because he don't change his hair to blue now.
Yeah.
Because it was beige. A blonde, rather, excuse me. It was blonde.
He does a lot.
He does a lot. That experiment should have been over. Come on, Pop. Get out. Go get you a point guard. Go get you a point guard.
Yeah, making me sick to the stomach, man. Hey, man, Monday Night Football tonight. Del Parker, the Bears, and the Vikings. Man, you already know the question. Who you got?
Yeah. I hate to pick against my Buckeye quarterback, Justin Fields, but I got to go with my cousin today. You know?
Man. I'm going to be pulling for the Bears, man. I kind of hope that they, you know, and I think if they could find some action, this would be the night, because there has been some sizzle there with Chicago. But this is the night that I think that hopefully they can find it, you know, because now what Justin has to do is start and put together good performances on tape now to keep Chicago from going out getting a quarterback. You know, right. I think Chicago would be better off keeping the quarterback that they have and then bringing in talent or surrounding him with it, you know. You know, because if you look at a couple years ago, Jalen Hurts was in the same type situation. So if you give him some stability and get him some weapons, soon as he got some weapons. He got the Heisman Trophy winner, and then they went out and got him A.J. Brown.
Right.
Rest is history. So I think that's the move that the Bears need to be thinking instead of, blowing it up and restarting. They're moving into that new stadium, man, out in the suburbs pretty soon. And so, they're going to need a nice product, and this is the beginning of having that product, man. Dale Parker, man, I'm going to give you the last word on the night, man, before we get out of here.
Yeah. Go get Marvin Harrison, put him on the other side of DJ Moore. Then with your next pick in the first round, get your offensive lineman, and Justin Fields will be okay. You got to give him a little time, and don't go out and grab a brand new quarterback, straight out of college, because you're basically starting all over, with him learning the game. And if you don't give him weapons, he's not going to do any better than what Fields has done in these 3 years that he's been around.
Yeah. So there you go, man. Hey, look back at the game, man, and we'll look ahead, look more hoops as we'll talk more Buckeye hoops, man. I can't wait to Thursday. We'll get Kelvin Ramsey in here to be Kelvin Ramsey Thursday. We'll talk hoops with him, and then get ready to catapult us into a great big championship weekend. So for Dale Parker, I am your boy, the Real Sports Guy, Steve Taylor. Make sure you make sure you subscribe to Keeping It Real Sports Network on Facebook. I know that a lot of people watching it on my page, the Steve Taylor page. Go to the Keeping It Real Sports Network. Click like, click subscribe. Help us out there. Or go to the Keeping It Real Sports page on YouTube. Click there, man. Like and subscribe. And it'll let you know when we keep this going. So until Thursday, I wish you love and I wish you peace. Chuck them dudes.
Come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about the game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Safe boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is. The Real Sports Guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA.